We have fire crews continuing to battle these massive fires that are raging out of control in California. There are separate fires that started in different areas that have spread, and some of them combining. Now, we also have another incident here where in a national park, 6 different fires were started by an individual or individuals that came through, did this, trying to spark a huge fire. Luckily, they were able to get these fires put out. It would have added to everything we're seeing right now going on in California. They're facing what they're calling devil winds. Some of these winds that came through there flattened trees, snapped them in half. And this is pretty crazy because this happened in areas where the stuff didn't get burned. So there's a lot of weird things happening with these fires. And you can see here, the fire's so massive, it looks like a volcano is erupting in this area. You look at the satellite imagery, the images from the ground all the way around, it is just absolutely massive. All those areas like Malibu and others that had to be evacuated, places like Paradise, have been completely destroyed by these fires. But
all right, you guys, I'm back at it tonight because I owed these videos yesterday. I still have 2 more upcoming videos I need to drop, but let's get into it. Well, I already covered about these fires the other day when they initially started. First, they were saying it started from a campfire. I knew something was wrong with that. That was complete hogwash to me. Now you got things that are not volcanoes bursting open, and you have now just reported, as of right now, what time is it? So I can be accurate. It's 10:11, so I got the notification for that maybe about an hour or so ago, that now 42 people have been reported dead. This is getting serious, you guys. And if you guys think that the Most High is playing around, and even, like I said, he's using Satan to execute his mission, you guys got to understand who's in total control of all of this stuff that's going on around the earth. Now, I want you guys to check out this clipping because this is a rapper that is called The Game, and he posted up on his page something that's just right now going on in his backyard. So if for all you guys to think that because he's a black guy, he's exempt, no, he has something for unrighteous people, period, overall, across the board. Now this fire is spreading over into the areas of Malibu. It's getting serious, you guys. They're passing off different excuses as to what's starting this. Doesn't seem like this is going, no campfire starts all this other extra stuff, or even something called devil winds. Come on, seriously? A campfire and then suddenly, out the blue, out of nowhere, some winds just start coming. We got to start putting our thinking caps on and realizing who's playing this game on us, okay? I tried to tell you guys, Satan has many devices, and he's not actually the one that's doing it. It is people that he put in position, into power and play to do this, okay? He's getting his hands clean while they're getting their hands dirty. Every last death toll is going to be accounted on them. And this is something that they are going to have to answer to at Judgment Day. But first, check out this post that The Game had put up on his Instagram. And he's showing you what's happening right now in his very backyard. So if I was him, I would be trying to get out of there. Check this out. Now, what I tell y'all about how those smokes and stuff be looking like bugs, it look like Mickey Mouse almost doing some stuff like that or something. I don't know. It looked really weird. So you guys can go back. Y'all can pause it. Y'all can look at it. Like I told y'all, every time something booshes open and there's smoke coming out, it always look like a bug. Or like the first image from the video that I shout out to Dabu777. You guys need to go check out his channel as well. He's giving updates on a lot of the things that's going on around the world that faster than I can keep up with it, obviously. But I'm covering as much as I can possibly cover to get it out there to my people on this side, because I know how a lot of people is not paying attention to what is going on in these times. So you guys need to pay attention and listen to this one guy. I'm about to play Richie from Boston. He's been dead on accurate on a lot of things. Some of you guys may be familiar with him. He's also a YouTuber. His channel is Richie from Boston. And now he said that they were going to say something about the smart meters that's on your houses and stuff. He talked about this. But now look at the news. They're reporting it and trying to say it's that. But it's just not adding up because thermal fires is inside of trees like they did with the California fires back here in the spring, summertime, what they were doing. They burnt down another part of California. And now here we are again, they're burning down another part of California for the second time this year. And then suddenly today they announced double winds. So it's just like, okay, y'all, I'm going to be done talking. I want y'all to check out what Richie got to say.
The fire brigade is playing down concerns over smart meters, denying their link to any house fires. Unions are concerned about dodgy installations, a claim rejected by power companies. 10's Mark O'Brien joins us live now from the MFB in East Melbourne. Mark, is there a problem or not?
They own the meter, and that's it. Everything else is the responsibility of the homeowner.
That was surprising information to hear for one Ontario homeowner after coming home to find this.
Saw the meters fully engulfed in flames when I came in.
Well, luckily, Kevin got home just in time and was able to put out the fire. This is all that remains of the box now. And this right here is the meter that was attached.
At 1:30 in the morning, I heard loud bangs on my wall. I thought there was somebody hitting with a bat. But then I looked out my bedroom window and I saw flames, and then I knew what happened because it happened a couple of years ago as well. The meter itself had dripped and started a fire down at the bottom, too, as well as on my barbecue. Of course, then I called 911 and the fire department came, and SAS Power came shortly after that because they had to switch out the whole meter.
Every home in the metro has one, but the devices used to track your electricity could suddenly catch fire and put you and your family at risk. 41 Action News investigator Andy Alcock uncovered the possible hidden danger and went to get answers from KCP&L.
Check this out. President, Vice Chairman of Rothschild Incorporated. Rothschild Incorporated is an international investment banking firm. It's the Rothschild family. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is Mr. Kimmel has been a director for the PG&E Corporation and Pacific Gas and Electric since 2009. And here's a story that a subscriber sent me this morning, and another YouTuber texted me last night. And I was not aware of this, but this was yesterday. And it's saying that PG&E had power line problems before the campfire fire ignited. I find it really strange they're calling it the campfire. They should call it the Rothschild Agenda 21 burn everyone out fire, because that's what it is. The amount of anomalies people are finding in these fires is pretty staggering. It's pretty obvious, and some people can't understand what the end game is. What is the quid pro quo? These people have sold our country out from under us. And I'm not talking about back in the 1800s when they switched it up and incorporated the United States, and how the president is simply the president of the corporation of America. I'm not talking about that, but that still is a thing. These people sold a lot of our country to other countries, like I said yesterday in the live stream.
All right, you guys. So if Richie is on to something, I'm looking at the Bloomberg economics article, and it's called "A Fifth of China's Homes Are Empty." That's 50 million apartments. So where is these people going? So the article reads, and it says, China's President Xi Jinping's mantra that homes should be for living in is failing on deaf ears. With tens of millions of apartments and houses standing empty across the country, soon to be published, research will show roughly 22% of China's urban housing stock is unoccupied. According to Professor Gan Li, who runs the main nationwide study, that adds up to more than 50 million empty homes, he said. The nightmare scenario for policymakers is that owners of unoccupied dwellings rush to sell if cracks start appearing in the property market, causing prices to spiral. The latest data from a survey in 2017 also suggests beings effort to curb property speculation, considered by leaders a key threat to financial and social stability, are coming up short. There's no other single country with such a high vacancy rate, said Gang of Qingdong's, whatever this is saying. No disrespect to y'all, because, you know, it's a different language and I don't know it all. Anywho, Southeastern University of Finance and Economics. Should any crack emerge in the property market that homes to be offloaded will hit China like a flood. Sounds like what happened in America, you guys. So you guys got the graph I'm gonna let you guys look at, and you guys can, study it over. You can pause it, do whatever you please. But if this is the case, you got to ask the question, where are these people going? And if so, did they honestly take over California? Is this why the floods are going on? Is this why they're trying to say that similar situation is happening, such as these meters blowing up over houses over in Ontario, and just so happen they make it there? Well, if that's the case, we looking at cars as well, and no trees haven't been hurt. So now I can stand to correct myself from my previous video, because see, we're getting very close, because some trees have been damaged and they look like some kind of microwave powered energy stuff from what I was looking at in those trees. Like, they look very abnormal. And how are these cars burnt to crisp the way they are? So what's really going on? If this is the case, what's that strong for you to have to? I'm gonna just let Richie finish talking, you guys. Check this out.
Sold it mostly to China. They want people out of this country. They want everybody in superstructures in urban cities. Don't believe me? Watch this. And what I'm going to show you is old. Now remember, the Rothschilds are behind PG&E, but they're also behind this.
At its core, Agenda 21 is about control. Control over land, natural resources, and entire populations. It seeks to control the air by regulation of carbon emissions, the ground by sustainable development, and the sea through environmental regulations. Officially stated, Agenda 21 is a comprehensive plan of action to be taken globally, nationally, and locally by organizations of the United Nations system, governments, and major groups in every area in which human impacts on the environment. Because being human will always have an impact on the environment, Agenda 21 paves the way for extraordinary UN control. When you boil it down, there are 9 basic tenets of Agenda 21. Move citizens off private land and into urban housing. Create vast wilderness spaces inhabited by large carnivores. Eliminate cars and create walkable cities. Support chosen private businesses with public funds for sustainable development. Make policy decisions that favor the greater good over individuals. Drastically reduce the use of power, water, and anything else that creates carbon pollution. Use bureaucracies to make sweeping decisions outside of democratic processes. Increase taxes, fees, and regulations. And finally, implement policies meant to incentivize a reduced population.
So the same people that are behind basically everything. These are the same people behind forcing smart meters on everyone's houses, even though going back to the beginning of the installation of smart meters, they have been known to cause fires. Well, the Rothschilds have a branch of their family, the Illuminati family, in the United States, and it's called the Rockefellers. The UN is the driving force behind Agenda 21, which is now Agenda 2030. Same agenda, different day. These are the same guys that gave them the land in the United States to put the United Nations. Now, back when this occurred, people were so shell-shocked, no pun intended, from the World War I and World War II, they didn't really argue, but they need to understand the United Nations plans to take over by any means necessary.
Good morning, Rob. There's still a number of people missing across this area, largely because there's no cell phone service and because the damage is so extensive. You can see the face of this building has been ripped off, and as you're walking along, it looks like a bomb exploded across this community, leaving no.
This is one of their methods. This is why controlling the weather and starting wildfires remotely using smart meters and gas explosions and whatever else is what they use to get their way. This is how they're implementing it. They're going to burn, they're going to shoot, they're going to do whatever they have to do till California finally taps out. Wildfires to the left, wildfires to the right, and let's put a shooting incident right in the middle. For those that think that this is absolutely ludicrous and unheard of, simply do a little bit of research.
Okay, y'all, so let's get into the fuck shit that's going on with the government, because we know what y'all up to. We see y'all, okay? So here is the article that was dated 8 years ago, and I wanted to go to an article that was 8 years ago because they've been talking about this for like the last 8 years. So China to buy out California from Arnold Schwarzenegger being a governor at the time. All right, let's get into it. Here it's saying, Sacramento Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger met with Chinese leaders today. They want to buy California. California is going bankrupt, and according to Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, there is no turning back. We tried everything. We have no money. We must come up with creative solutions to save the state, the governor told reporters, quote, ending quote, okay? So here, California is a complete and total economic disaster area. The state government of California is projected to have a budget deficit of at least $19 billion that year in 2018. I'm sorry, in 2018. We're now in 2018, okay? So it says to put that in perspective, so we're talking 10 years now. To put that in perspective, the entire budget for the government of California is only about $125 billion per year. Already, California's credit rating is the lowest of all 50 states and going lower. It's over, said State Senator Warren Poole of San Jose. How is California going to get the cash it needs to survive? Now, we see what they talking about. We know they on some crap, and we know we need to be highly aware of the tactics, the antics, the lies, the schemes, all the tricks, all the things that keeping you guys distracted on. This is what's happening in California, and the Most High is letting it happen, okay? Because if you didn't know, I'm going to drop something. So I'm going to let Richie finish talking. And then I'm going to back it up with scripture, as I always do, to let you guys know that the Most High confirmed that this will happen in the scriptures. Check this out.
You'll discover that almost every mass shooting event in the United States has been either on the tail of a shooting drill, or it was a shooting drill that went live. You'll see that these fires right here, this is absolutely off the hook. We've never seen stuff like this. This is all new. And the fact that they're burning down Paradise, California is another Illuminati nod from one elite to the other. These guys love doing this stuff, and they're going to continue doing this stuff. Be prepared. They're not going to stop. Richie from Boston. Links will be in the description. Do your own research. I'm out.
All right, so give you guys an update. Caitlyn Jenner house is officially toast. Kanye West and Kim Kardashian's home is now at stake to be burnt up to crisp. We know Gerard Butler's home has been destroyed. The game show what was going on in his backyard. He said Will Smith was his neighbor over in Malibu, and that, he was nearby. He needed him, whatever. Fact of the matter is, you guys, get out of California. Y'all got money. I know y'all got somewhere else to go. It's a wrap. California has been sold out. Either they're clearing out for those people to come and move over and migrate over there on the coast of, what is that? The Atlantic. Okay? So over off the Atlantic, China has officially clearly has brought it. We're in debt. China has all of our debts. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to any videos that I've been doing. You need to go back and check into the videos that I've been doing, because I've been trying to tell y'all, get y'all up on game real quick, okay? Now, I've been saying this. If you've been on my page, my Facebook page, for some years, you'll know that I talked about China is going to take over America. And guess who was up there calling me out and making it seem like I was lying? I wasn't lying. Okay? I know I sound crazy because, yeah, what are the odds of someone you know to do YouTube videos? And then yet, there's some people that know who do YouTube videos. But am I crazy because I do it? No. Am I crazy because I talk about it? No. What you guys need to do is go and fact check what I'm saying. Please do. So we can get to the bottom of this so that you guys can prepare. Because just like they're setting up shop over there in California, they're going to be setting up shop over here in Michigan with all these damn detention centers. They're reopening up all these closed prisons. So I have other information talking about these caravan immigrants and people who is migrating up or whatever. Now they're talking about a whole nother level of stuff. So that's on another video, you guys. I'm going to be covering that coming up. But I want you guys to check these scriptures out. That is simply just talking about what's going to happen to these people and what's happened to these people over in California. All because they have been sinners. This is why this is happening. And you have not repented. So check this out. All right, brothers and sisters, it's time to crack our Bibles once again. We're going into the King James Version. We're going to touch on Isaiah 47 and 8 to 15. And it says, "Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am and none else beside me." So y'all that give credit to who y'all are and y'all praise yourselves and y'all don't give credit to the Most High, y'all go against his people that has been here in this country for a very long time. This is for you. And it continues on and says, "I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children." You know, all of you guys that, has done a lot of harm and damage and mental and all the most demented stuff y'all have done to African Americans here in this country. And that includes the African Americans who have decided to side with them. Yep, this is for you too, going down the 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, and one day, the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thy enchantments. So even if they pull in a false flag, this is all going to backfire because they're doing it even to their own people, as you can clearly see. Like, you ain't obviously made enough money to survive or at least your home. So those who are in those circles and know what's going down, y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all only just putting yourselves out there for some attention and making it seem like y'all a part of it too, and ain't nothing happening to y'all to throw people off. Yeah, we get it, but you're not tricking us. So continuing to Isaiah 47 and 10, and it says, "For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness." That's what they've done. "Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thy enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth." They always teaching them from a child up until now. Like, these ain't people that's just, they groomed them for a very long time. And a lot of them that's behind a lot of this stuff been handheld since the beginning when they were a child. And to continue, "If so be thou shall be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail." All right. "Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly